Black Baptists being required to have white ministers.
And being given Bibles that don't have the book of Exodus in them.
That's weird.
Because we can't in any way show that God condoned escaping slaves.
Oh. So how is that okay?
None of it is okay.
Right.
Now, one of the results of the First Great Awakening is that Christianity really started to grow among Black Americans for the first time, both among those who were enslaved in the South as well as among free Blacks in the North. Most Black Americans thus ended up joining either the Baptist movement or the Methodist movement, which we'll get to in a bit. In the South, Black Baptists were originally required to have white ministers. However, after emancipation, the first Black-led churches started to form.
They weren't allowed to read the book of Exodus.
So I'm not sure I'll put this part in the podcast because I've said it like 4 times now, but I'm going to say it again to you at least. What? Really?
They were given different Bibles.
That's right. The whole Christians make mistakes. Like, so talking about, just the slavery in America timeline. And then this Black Baptists being required to have white ministers.
And being given Bibles that don't have the book of Exodus in them.
That's weird.
Because we can't in any way show that God condoned escaping slaves.
Oh. So how is that okay?
None of it is okay.
Right. But I'm like, that's just another one of those, well, that's a human mistake.
Well, they're not real Christians.
That pile is getting big.
They're not real Christians. Because
but you're basing your Christianity based off of those people.
I can excuse every single bad thing that any Christian has ever done by simply wiping it away with they weren't a real Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Even
if
they
misunderstood
were meeting the standard of society at the time, I can just like if my grandmother is racist, I can be like, well, she was raised in a different time. Well, they're not a real Christian. Like, that's the wipe you can do for everything. And it allows the person doing that to not confront the cognitive dissonance in their brain. And then they don't have to deal with the very scary thought that maybe they don't have something unique.
Right.
They don't have something unusual. They are just like every other church in the world.
Trying to fix the past.
Yeah.
Which don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we shouldn't learn from our mistakes.
No.
Obviously that's what we're supposed to do.
Right. But then you acknowledge, yes, that happened and it was a bad thing for us to do. And we were Christians then and we're Christians now, but we no longer do that thing. You don't just wipe it away with, well, they weren't real Christians.
Now, I've also heard that argument that you just said, and that one still confused me. Because then you go down but they thought they were right. So how do we know we're right?
Well, that's that I don't want to address the cognitive dissonance in the room.
Yeah.
If you want to address the cognitive dissonance in the room, it's I don't know if it's right or not. But this is what we're doing now.
Yeah. And I feel like
that
would have made more sense to me.
Pause real fast before we start again. The comment you sent me about, hold up, if Catholics are so much older.
Yes.
That question I've asked since I was like 14.
I just haven't asked it in that order of words.
Yeah. Like, question I've asked since I was like 14. Like, how do we know they weren't doing it right all along? Yeah. They've been doing it the longest.
And there's the most of them.
And it works for the most amount of people. How do we know that's not the right way to do it?
Mm-hmm. Well, because they pray to people. And they don't pray to God.
But how do we know that's not the ticket?
I know. Right? That's the thing. That's the frustrating part.